possession. Time to look left. Throws for Edelman. Touchdown, Patriots! They're back in the lead in Super Bowl 49. Curry spins, drives down the lane, ties the game. It's Messi! Oh, what a goal! Again, the medicine man arrives and sinks his flaming spear into the hearts of Real Madrid.
Speaking of switching topics,
Let's do that.
let's go down this trend. So something interesting that came up was athlete of the decade. Most people didn't bother too much about it until Mayweather made a comment that he should have been athlete of the decade.
Yep.
How do you guys want to do this? You want to start with the athlete of the decade, or you want to?
The athlete of the decade was LeBron James, correct? That's who everyone had chosen.
That's
Or-
who won. That wasn't everyone's choice.
I mean, that's what was forced upon.
Let me
you,
throw out
least.
some things for you. All right.
Yeah.
So coming into the decade, LeBron James was 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So he went to 8 straight finals. He won 3. He got 2 MVPs, and he got a gold medal in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, no one has scored more points than him in the last decade. Only 4 players have averaged 25 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds while shooting over 50% for a season. Jordan did it once. Bird did it once. Oscar Robertson once. And then LeBron did it 6 times in this decade. Shooting over 50%. That's pretty absurd.
Mm-hmm.
And he scored about 25,500 points in the decade, as well as averaging 27 points per game. Sounds like a pretty good pick for athlete of the decade.
You want to go? I just have
Now-
one comment, then I'll let you go.
Let's go.
I'll let you go.
I have one comment, and then I'm going to let you go, okay? It is the safest pick. I think it is the safest pick. Like, if you don't want to be controversial, yes, you can go back and forth on it, but, like, you're not really wrong if you pick LeBron, right? Like, you're not, like, blatantly, like, I didn't pick, CJ McCollum. No offense, but to him.
All right, let's make it controversial.
I don't want to go first because I want to see what you guys are doing. I'm scared.
I've got some, but
All right. So I kind of broke down athlete of the decade into 2 categories, right?
Wasn't the assignment. I'm just kidding.
So the athlete of the decade, in my opinion, is what one person changed the game.
Yeah.
Like changed sports.
Okay.
Right? That's when I think of athlete of the decade. Who changed the game?
Oh my God, I think I know who you're going to pick.
Right?
Can I guess who you're going to pick?
Steph
Who are
Curry.
you going to guess?
Is that Steph Curry?
It is Steph Curry.
And you know what?
What?
You think, is this the one you thought I wasn't going to agree with? Is this the one that you thought I was going to have a problem with?
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you at all. I would say the same thing that you're saying, actually, which is shocking to me.
This is the first time ever, man.
Listen, like I said, LeBron is a safe pick, and going with it is not wrong. But go ahead. I'll let you ask for again.
Steph obviously came out in 2009, right? So his whole career has been basically this last decade. And in this time, like, of him coming into, like, the NBA, he is by far the game's greatest shooter of our decade.
Of course.
He changed the game of basketball for every future basketball player. What is the NBA now? It's we're all going to shoot threes. We're all going to shoot threes, get a rebound, kick it back out, shoot another 3, or we're going to just dunk it right there. If you look at anything that Steph has done, more than anything else, it's he changed the game. And for me, that is the athlete of the decade.
So he is from the NBA perspective, he's the only guy that could give LeBron a run for his money for the decade. So I see what you're saying. I agree with him changing the perspective of the game. He definitely was an influencer. Like, everyone's starting to shoot the threes. The mid-range game is gone. The way he shot, no one's ever shot before. It's definitely crazy. But at the end of the day, a lot of these things come down to objective stats.
Mm-hmm.
And Steph Curry was number 2 in almost all the stat lines to LeBron.
That's fine, but LeBron didn't change the game. And yet again, it's all
So he didn't
perspective.
change the game, but he did change
The way that people build teams. Yeah, I get that.
Oh, okay, so sure, he did that. Everyone's looking for the big 2, big 3.
But he did that
definitely
last decade. He didn't do that this decade. Correct?
No, you
That
did
was
this decade.
2010.
When did he move to the Heat? To first
10, because after the 2009 finals, it was
Okay.
2010.
He went 2010. That's when he kicked it off. KD basically, even when he went there, he's like, LeBron. I credit LeBron to doing this.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, like, I mean, if you want to just go outside of that box as well, he created the I Believe school. Like, he started all of this stuff.
My problem with that is extracurricular stuff, right? That is outside of sports. When I think of athlete of the decade, it is what did you do as an athlete? I get what you're saying.
Sure, but
I think it's collective.
That's just being a good human being.
Go to this point, right? He made it cool. He made athletes think about their brand more than any athlete ever has. The whole what's his thing called? Uninterrupted, right? Like that, having that kind of mediums, making those kind of investments as an athlete, he changed that culture of how you look at an athlete. It's just not just shut up and dribble or whatever. It was, okay, now they write columns at the Players Tribune, doing all this other stuff, right? So it has changed the aspect of what an athlete is. Statistically, it is LeBron, but I kind of do agree with JK that people shooting threes, like big men are shooting threes now. Like the game is different. The Steph Curry is the epitome of analytics in the NBA, and that's what everything is about now, is the analytics. So I understand why it's LeBron James, but I'm not mad at picking Steph Curry, because like just impact of, he changed the whole sport because he's shooting from fucking all the way out on the other side of the court. So I get it. He's not my pick, but I get it.
So my other pick in my second category was, like the athlete team-based wise.
Tom Brady.
And that's Tom Brady.
You can't take pick 2. That's mine.
No, I was just giving my two categories out,
Okay, fine.
So I put Tom Brady in there because he's essentially the athlete of the past 2 decades of what he has done from beginning all the way to the end. He basically went to so many Super Bowl. He led the Pats to 5 Super Bowls, won 3 of them. And I truly, truly, truly believe winning a Super Bowl is way harder, and getting to a Super Bowl is way harder than getting to the NBA Finals. In my gut, that tells me that is so much harder to do. I mean, you're one and done in the playoffs, whereas
in a 7-game series.
It's a 7-game series. It's if your team is better.
It's how you think about it, right? You can luck your way into a Super Bowl. You can't luck your way into the NBA Finals. You can get hot at the right time and just get there, right? Like Nick Foles, right? You can just luck your way into it in a way.
I'll also say when he started off the decade in 2010, right? He got an MVP in 2010. He got a second MVP in 2017. Yeah. So he started off the decade already with an MVP. When he won his 3 Super Bowls, he won in 2014, 16, 18. So he's, over the course of the decade, he's been winning, and he started off as MVP.
And he lost 1 in there, right?
2. He lost 2 Super Bowls.
He lost 2 in there. They went to 5 Super Bowls and then lost 2.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you're right. I mean, half the decade in a sport is just one player, really, just been the face of it. That's who I was going to pick, was Tom Brady. Like, I think it's harder to be that successful all the time.
Yeah.
It's just that much harder.
We're starting to see the fall of Tom Brady so far.
I mean, he's 42. Like,
yeah, but I mean,
that's fine.
You hate to see he's not my hero, but you hate to see other people's heroes fall.
Icons.
Just
icons. Yeah.
Icons.
Not
fall.
your icon.
Yeah, early on, I hated Tom Brady. I mean, I kind of still hate Tom Brady.
I definitely hate Tom Brady.
When he had like 2, 3, you're like, okay, screw this guy. He's got enough. And then when he got 4, and then he got 5, and he keeps going, you're like, okay, let's see what this guy can do. Like, let's see how many he can absolutely get, because he's the guy that we've seen during our lives that is the GOAT,
Yeah, and for me, because of his rings and the game the way it is right now, he is all sports GOAT. And I hate saying it. Like, it feels weird in my mouth saying it. He's the all sports GOAT in my eyes for how great he has been on one team for so long and constantly been able to win for so long. I don't think there's going to be another quarterback like him, and at least in our lives.
Not Dwayne Haskins?
No, Dwayne Haskins.
God.
Not Dak Prescott either.
No, I don't even have anything to say with that.
Yeah, I just don't foresee another QB coach combo like Brady and Belichick.
I agree.
Brady and Belichick are the Tim Duncan, pops of football.
I would
right?
say they're beyond it.
No,
they're
I know, but I'm
beyond it at
saying
this
they
point, yeah.
they are the equivalents. Like
Yeah.
we saw something amazing with them, and once that was gone, you're not going to see that for a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, maybe if you can make the case that you're starting to see it with Steve Kerr and the Warriors with Steph Curry, but they're far, far away from.
Well,
that.
think of it this way. In the NBA, I think it's a little bit easier to see. You had Phil Jackson and Jordan. Then you had Pop and Duncan. You kind of had it with Kobe and
Shaq.
Yeah. And, there's the chance that it may come up. It is kind of with Steph and the Warriors, Steve Kerr. So you see it more frequently with the NBA than you do with the NFL.
Sure.
Well, I also think there's just so many trades going on now that you don't know if that's the case. Like Tony Parker, Ginobili, Tim Duncan, all played together for almost all their career and under Pop.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Kobe spent his entire time there. He went through so many damn coaches.
Yeah.
Right now, Steve Kerr, Klay Thompson, and they're and Steph Curry, they've been there, got drafted there, they've been there, so hopefully they don't get traded. That's maybe the next one I'm seeing. But yeah, once Tom Brady's out, Belichick's out, that's gone. That's the end of that era.
Tom Brady's been gone this year, so don't worry.
He's not gone. Dude, he said that he's coming back.
Still got to see the money. Okay, I'm not going to go into that. Wait, who was your pick?
I think I was going to go with Tom Brady. But let's talk. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think Floyd does also have a case in this.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's talk about individuals. So why don't you kick it off with Floyd?
Floyd, I don't love him, but man, the dude can box. He's technically sound. He's one of the best, technical boxers of all time.
No one likes his style, but he's smart.
No one likes his style. It's the Spurs. It's a little boring, but it wins, right? He hasn't lost. He hasn't come close to losing. He's been a money marketer this whole time. He's made the most money. And he's almost 40?
During the decade, he went 10-0 with 2 knockouts.
I mean, it's not at his weight class. It's not about knockouts, right? It's about being technically sound. You're never going to knock someone out of that size.
I got a problem with Floyd being the athlete of the decade. Who all did he fight?
Canelo, Pacquiao.
But, all right, so Canelo was the one fight where you saw the chink in his armor. Right? Was that the fight where he headbutted him and Canelo got a point deducted? He was apologizing and then Floyd sucker punched him?
I think so.
It was a legal hit. Legal hit.
Yeah.
No doubt a legal hit, but it was just kind of all right, bro, come on, really?
But even then, I mean...
that was the one fight. If Floyd's...
But, okay, that's but... Who? Okay, if we're just talking individual, right? If we're just talking individual...
All right, if you throw in the McGregor fight, right? That's the stupid fight in the first place.
That was publicity.
That's 100% publicity.
He made so much money.
I get it. It's all about marketing at that point, but it's not a real fight.
So what? I mean, you still got 40.
None of his fights were against people that could legitimately beat him, except for Canelo.
Go back up.
Boxer Writers Association of America's Boxer Fighter of the Decade.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
BWAA gave him Fighter of the Decade.
I mean, you have to do it at 50-0, 9 fights and not getting hit in any fight. But
you can't blame him that he's that much better than his opponents. You can't do that.
No, I just think he picks his opponents.
Wait, okay, who did he not fight? Who should he have fought?
He didn't fight Pacquiao in his prime. He waited till Pacquiao was old.
He beat 4 Hall of Famers, by the way.
In this decade?
Yeah, he got...
and were they in their prime?
Mosley, Pacquiao, Cotto, Alvarez.
Pacquiao was not done either yet. Pacquiao is not what Pacquiao is now. And the reason he won is Pacquiao's fault. Yeah, that's Pacquiao's fault for not disclosing it. That's on Pacquiao. He wasn't done. He was done after. And I like Pacquiao and I don't love Floyd. After seeing them fight, even with the injury, Floyd would beat him. Floyd's smarter than him as a boxer.
And he won this BWA Fighter of the Year or whatever in 2013, 2015 as well.
Floyd plays dumb, plays dumb out in the publicity.
He's
an amazing boxer.
Yeah.
There was no one on his level in in his class that he could have fought anybody. They got to come to him too, and it has to make sense money wise for him. That's how boxing works. It's about the money at the end of the day and how you promote it, right? Conor McGregor, yes, was a stupid fight, but it was a huge publicity stunt, which a lot of boxing is publicity. You have to do that to get people interested in the fight, especially when people don't watch that class of boxing, right? People don't watch it. People watch heavyweights. They don't watch whatever class he's in.
But he is what made that class famous.
For sure.
Right? I just don't like the fact that he kind of dodged people.
Who did he dodge?
He dodged Pacquiao, man. Like when Pacquiao was in his prime. You're talking about tail end of prime. I'm talking about when he was like legitimately in the prime.
It didn't. I don't think it was a dodge, to be honest. I don't really remember it as a dodge. I think that fight was always going to happen, and they both were relative in age at that point, and relative in where they were in their careers. Floyd is just not out of his prime yet. That's what the difference is. That's if you think Pacquiao was going to be so good all this time, right? You can wait a little while, right? It wouldn't be. He shouldn't be out of his prime already, right? So I mean, I don't think you can really knock him. If that's the only knock you have on him, there's only a few like single team athlete players, what would you call it?
Just a single athlete.
Okay, like single sport athlete. What am I trying to say?
Individual.
Everyone's a single sport athlete.
Individual athlete.
Individual team sport athlete.
Based on my article, on this article that I kind of did my research on, was from USA Today.
Mm-hmm. I saw that one.
They had Floyd at 22.
Which is absurd. To be honest, it's absurd.
He definitely doesn't belong that.
Hold on.
Below a horse.
Wait. But also, we are currently talking about male athlete of the decade. Okay.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is
just athletes,
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can throw in Serena, you can throw in them, and they are definitely one of the top. They're definitely gonna be on top of him. But for this specifics, we're just talking male athlete of the decade because that's what LeBron won.
There's still like 11 or 12, 13 more athletes than Floyd on this list. And I don't agree with that. I definitely feel like Floyd is a top 5.
Do you really think Steph should be higher than Floyd?
Yes.
Why?
Because
the NBA was still popular. Boxing wasn't. Boxing declined severely. You can argue that Floyd brought the whole thing back.
No.
Yeah, man. No. I mean, listen,
Floyd.
Boxing works this way, okay? Mm-hmm. And boxing is usually as popular as the best heavyweight, right? So after Mike Tyson's decline, right, at the very end, in the beginning of the 90s, and like people going, this is too violent, right? Floyd brought it back. Who was in between Tyson and Floyd, really? That the average person knows about. Floyd brought that back.
Yeah, no, and you got a good point there. You got a good point there.
But yeah.
But at the same time, I 100% get what you're saying, where he did bring boxing back. He did change boxing so people got more interested into boxing. But I don't know I just don't see him being like, all right,
fine.
For me,
Kevin Durant is higher than him on this list. Do you believe Kevin Durant is
No, I don't. Okay. I don't.
I'm just trying to gauge where you're at. Like,
no, I mean,
Kevin
if
Durant
I
being
go
12
based
is wild.
off of the guys on here, I don't think Mike Trout's above him.
One guy I will throw out there, since we're talking about individual sports, I think something that's not looked upon as high as any of these other sports is track and field and running. So Usain Bolt was on your list.
He's like number 5.
So in 2008, he won 3 gold medals, which is what kicked everything off. That's when everyone's like, who is this guy? Fastest guy in the world, breaking records in the 100, the 200. And then over the course of 2009, 2015, he won 11 more gold medals.
Yep.
Okay. There's something about that that's different than any of these other sports. You can't lose your edge in a timed sport.
Yeah.
You're running and you're competing against faster, younger athletes as you're getting older. They have the competitive advantage against you.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball, football, whatever, you can adapt your game and you can use experience and you can do something different. You can play a different way, whatever the case may be. Boxing, Mayweather, like he played defensively so he could prolong his career, etc. Right?
Yep.
When it comes to running, you're in your prime, and after your prime, there's nothing you could do. Your body starts to age, you get heavier, you do whatever you want to stay young, but at some point, you're not going to be as quick or as fast as you used to be, which is another thing. I think someone that got dropped off this list because it was early too was Michael Phelps. think what Michael Phelps did in the Olympics was absolutely absurd. He really kicked it off. Like no one had ever seen anyone win 8 medals, anything like that. I mean, that was absurd too.
Yeah, if it was, athlete of the 2000s, I think it's Michael Phelps. I mean, he's up there. He's up
From
there.
2005 to 2015.
Yeah, if you want to go on,
Like it'd be like that kind of like weird thing.
I mean, people are gonna throw in Kobe and all that. So,
I mean, you could also say Federer. Federer's still killing right now.
Federer's
still killing. He's
I
still.
think a couple guys that you got. Yeah, Federer for sure.
Federer's had a better last 10 years than
I think
Djokovic has had.
Messi, Ronaldo. Those guys have.
Messi more than Ronaldo.
Messi for sure. That guy is a killer, man.
Messi is leading, I think, in goals in the last, like, I don't know. I don't want to state that, but I'm pretty sure he's leading. He's had more La Liga goals than anyone else has ever had. And it's by a large margin now. So Messi could also be athlete of the year, but I'm saying from a single sport person.
He's got 70 goals, 138 appearances.
Assists.
Yeah.
And then he is, or maybe it's assists that he's like crushed the next best person in La Liga, not like Champions League or whatever.
He's won 6 Ballon d'Ors, right? And he won 5 this decade.
Yeah. Dude,
that's insane.
You could easily argue in the most popular sport in the world.
Yeah.
He has been the best player in the last decade, and he's not even slowing down. Like Barcelona's killing, right? Is still killing. Yes, they pay a lot of money for talent, and that's how soccer
and
works.
it's on the top division.
It is. Arguably,
but it's
Premier
not
League,
like
people also argue that Premier League is better than
fair
La Liga.
enough, but
and stuff.
it's not like he's playing against nobody. Right?
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah.
How do you judge the best, like the most popular sport in the world?
Viewership.
Yeah. Okay. What do you consider like revenue wise? Right, like
I mean,
it actually blew my just because you brought this up. I don't mean to go on a tangent or
that's
whatnot.
fine. We have a podcast now, so like we can talk about whatever, and I can cut whatever on the video. Don't worry, that's what this is about.
So basically, like I was really looking at things, and I was just like, I really want to know what the difference between like how much money like the European League and La Liga make compared to like.
So let me give you a little breakdown against all sports and the value of each franchise, right? So at number 1, Dallas Cowboys, $5 billion.
Mm-hmm.
2 are the Yankees, 4.6. So now you've got football, baseball, large sports around here.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, number 4, and number 6 are all soccer teams. Number 3 is Real Madrid at 4.24. Number 4 is Barcelona at 4, and then you got the Knicks at $4 billion. So 4 and 5 are the same. And then you got Manchester United at 3.8.
Boo.
You got the Patriots that have been over the last 2 decades, right? They're at 3.8, and the Lakers at 3.7. So think about it. You have the Lakers, the Patriots, Cowboys, the Yankees, and then right dead in the middle, you've got 3 basically.
And you have to
teams.
understand that there are so many more soccer teams than there are any of these other things. Like some like soccer fans, like think about it. They're only.
No, I understand that part, and what actually because of the fact that there's so many soccer teams up there as far as like what they're worth.
Yeah,
this is what blew my mind because when I was thinking like, all right, what professional sports league actually makes the most money, and it's the National Football League by far.
Yeah, but it's also there's several soccer leagues.
Yeah, exactly. So like
there's
you
one
have
NFL in the world.
You have Premier League at number 3. You have La Liga at 5, right? But if you look at all the top sports leagues, it's like it's football, it's baseball, it's the Premier League, then it's the NBA, and then La Liga. It just really blows my mind how like as a worldwide professional sports organization, they're looking at revenue across the whole, like all of the revenue sources. Football is the top one,
but it's not the most popular sport in the world.
I'm not
Okay,
saying
I didn't know if
it's the
that's
most
true insinuating.
No.
I was like, there's kids in Spain that have no idea what football is.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Football.
Yeah. But yeah, it just really blew my mind how all American sports are near the top of this like whole.
You have to also think that we're also the richest country in the world, so we spend more money on it. I mean, like it's the truth about the matter.
Like it blows my mind that the National Hockey League makes more money than the German and the Italian football leagues.
So you're going off of global revenue that sports make?
Yeah.
And you're saying American football made how much?
9 billion, right?
It was 11
11 now.
So it was 11,394 million euros.
So about 20 million.
Something like that.
Roughly 20 million.
Yeah.
So
Billion.
you know what soccer
Billion.
makes, right? 42 billion.
But that's combining all the leagues, right?
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean that's like he's saying, like it's by far the most viewed sport across the
No,
globe.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have people from all over the world watching.
But my point was that like that's to be the best
Soccer,
at that.
football, baseball.
Yeah.
Soccer, basketball, football.
No,
there's
basketball is under baseball.
viewed.
Okay, you're talking
Viewed.
about
I'm
views.
talking about just like sports of like wait until basketball gets into China really and India. Wait until that happens. That's the sleeping giant. Football is
India
not
will
getting
be a loss.
huh? I mean, no, the kids will watch it, but they'll never be in it.
You know what kind of shocked me?
The
How
NFL.
low cricket is on this.
Cricket is in England and
It's big
India,
in
Australia, New
England,
Zealand, New
Sri
Zealand.
Lanka, Bangladesh, places like that. But
Pakistan,
again,
stuff like that,
your
yeah.
viewership is only when you have large matches like IPLs, 2020s, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's not-
It's not a.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
And it's
like,
also-
I feel like that's gonna explode on here, like going forward.
I
don't
don't know.
think so.
I don't think so.
You know why?
I would think
so?
rugby would before
Why
that.
would you? Why would you say that?
Why?
cricket's gonna
Because it's like one of the newer leagues out of all of these leagues,
explode? Okay, but what,
right? And just Indians keep spending so much money towards cricket.
I don't think so, man. Because I would
That's-
say during its prime, and when I say prime, like when India had its Kobe Bryant, Sachin Tendulkar. I mean,
I mean, I don't know anything about cricket. Number one, so if you
this-
I
throw
watched it. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I don't. It was fun to watch him. He was literally the Kobe Bryant of the
if you're
game.
trying to make money in a sport, you have to break through in one of the most populated region and the one that spends the most, which are two different places, right? The one that spends the most is America, right?
Yeah.
We just are stupid with money and how we just throw it at sports, right?
Yeah.
Thus why the NFL, right? And cricket has never married that. They have the billions of people, right?
about-
But
merchandise, jersey sales, revenue generated while you're watching the games.
I have
all
two
that.
Bryce Harper jerseys that I had nothing to do with now. Okay? I have to burn them. So like that's the thing. That's I think the big difference. So there's like a big
I see what you're
economic
trying to say
difference.
is new. I don't agree with you. I don't see it going anywhere further than when it's expanded, unless of something.
you don't
drastic.
think it can get beyond the Korean baseball league?
I don't know because the MLB is pumping into that. That's the difference, right?
That's
I mean,
true.
maybe now that the Astros thing and they don't punish anybody, maybe nobody watches it anymore.
Or the Australian Football League?
No, rugby is huge, dude.
No.
Oh no, football.
league
Okay.
is-
I thought. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. Almost football.
Yeah. And actually, I think that might be rugby. It has the shape of a rugby, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it could be something that grows eventually down the road.
Wait for the NBA. I'm telling you what the NBA is trying to do in Africa and India and China. Wait, it's about to be just as big as soccer.
No, I hope
Wait.
that happens.
It's going to.
Do you think I want to watch cricket? Like, no.
I don't have 17 hours to spend on
I
cricket.
need like a little bell for you guys, or like a triangle, or ding. Let's bring it back to the topic.
All right, yeah, you're right. Don't worry, I'm gonna cut this out in the video. We're gonna have it all in the podcast though, so they can listen to our stupidity and fast forward here. Well,
Yeah.
go ahead, bring us back.
Anyways, so back to what we were saying. So you're going down the list of individual sport athletes, and I think we dropped off with tennis, which individually I think that Federer has been insane of what he's done.
Federer
You
of the
can't-
big three is
Yeah,
Federer is the one.
It's always going to be who you hit in your prime during that decade.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you have overlaps like Steph Curry, LeBron James. Statistically, I'm sorry, it's LeBron James. Steph Curry, I think, has been more influential in how he's changed the game, absolutely. But when it comes down to numbers, LeBron James takes it. He's beat him statistically in almost every category. It's just like you're gonna have him come here and there, like early '90s, right? Yeah, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods was just freaking balling out. There's no one that could touch him.
His phone touched.
Yeah.
His wife touched his phone, and that fucked
Yeah.
it all up for
But
him.
you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, agreed.
If I just have one last thing that I kind of want to know from your perspective.
Sure, that's what we're
You
here
have
for.
the four major U.S. sports:
Sure.
baseball, hockey, NBA, and football. who would be your athlete of the decade from all 4 sports? If you have to go 4 guys.
Oh, so
No,
from each
non-biased.
league? Each league?
Each league, you pick one guy from each league. So let's start with the easy one. Basketball. You went with LeBron. I went with Curry.
It's LeBron. It's
LeBron.
LeBron. It's
Okay.
it's LeBron. Not by a lot, but it is LeBron.
And granted, my bias is probably there, which is
Sure.
not allowing me.
I don't know what he's trying to do because I really don't want to go through all of these, but
It's fine. It's a quick answer.
It's a quick answer.
okay.
All right. Football. Who would you got? I got Brady. You got.
It's got to be Brady.
It's Brady. That should be unanimous.
Yeah.
Okay. What about hockey?
I mean, Sidney Crosby, man. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it's Sidney Crosby.
It's Sidney Crosby.
Yeah. Well, since you guys are going with that, I'll go with Ovi.
Oh, just make us look like douches.
And yeah, I'm a douchebag. And then baseball.
Mike Trout.
Yeah, Mike Trout's been
Mike Trout.
freaking killing it.
I understand who you're gonna say, and you know what? I watched him.
I
strip
don't
away.
even know
You
who
say
I want
Bryce
to go
Harper, I'll
with.
slap you.
I don't want to go with Bryce Harper. It's Mike Trout, but he hasn't won. That's my problem. Look
Yeah.
at all the other athletes that we threw out there.
They've
But
got
who has
six
won
MVPs.
so consistently right now in baseball? Well, you're gonna throw somebody from the Astros in there now? No. So that just is what it is. It's unfortunately that's what it is.
All right, so
Clayton Kershaw.
No, I sadly kind of want to go with the Astros pitcher or the guy that left the Astros.
Garrett Cole.
Yeah, I kind of
Dude, what? Clayton Kershaw's been a better pitcher than him.
But just like
Longevity wise, he's been a better pitcher.
he's just had more years.
all right, fair enough. I have a
doesn't
better
mean anything.
question for you guys because I'm going to nip this in the bud before we go another 10 minutes. Who do you predict to be the athlete of the next 10 years, the next decade?
Bronny James. I'm just kidding. I don't. That's it.
Any sport, whatever. Obviously, it's just the same thing. Male athlete of the decade.
Ooh, that's tough, man.
Of course, you don't know what's going to come up, but as of what do you see
All
right
right,
now?
I got my pick.
I think I've got
2 months in, man. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I got my
I
pick.
think I've got a
and
random
it's
pick I
based
might
off
go
of what I've seen so far. And I'm
Say
gonna
what
have
I'm
to.
gonna say.
I'm gonna go with Zion.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna go with Zion just because he has been that electric so far, and he's just getting.
He's not even
all
the rookie of the year, though.
That's because he's injured, bro.
I'm
Moran.
going with Luka Doncic.
Luka, I can see Luka as well. Luka's been changing the game too,
Yeah,
and
I see him doing a lot of things that I used to love watching Kobe do.
Yeah.
Like the way he plays this game, and he's, this is what we missed when we were talking about killer mentalities. I think Luka Doncic should have been on that list. I should have said that.
He hasn't had enough of
I know, but I'm saying short term, I love what he does.
I love watching him play.
He goes for the game winning shots, and he's hit them too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Arash. That's way better than freaking Draymond Green.
Draymond Green was a stupid pick.
All right, come on. Who?
Kylian Mbappe. He plays at PSG. He's a big soccer player. He's the next LeBron of soccer. Once he gets moved out of France, and he's in Premier League or La Liga, it's gonna be ridiculous.
I guess 10 years from now, when we're doing that next show, we'll see.
Who did it? Yeah, when we're on like our own network because we bought a network. Yeah, I mean that's a really tough question though. I'm gonna go with Kylian Mbappe because he's 21 right now and he's just starting out and he's already won a World Cup
Okay.
on France. So
All right. Well, fair enough.
anything else?
That's all
XFL is
I've
doing
got.
better. XFL is doing better. I just want to throw that out there. XFL is doing better. Combine is this week. I'm trying to throw out everything sports that's gonna happen or is happening. The combine's this week, so we're gonna talk about that next week, right? Combine, watch it. Watch guys run really fast.
Chase Young is not running.
He's not. Is he doing anything at the combine?
He's just interviewing.
Oh.
All right. Well, we'll see what comes up between now and next.
Can I
next
ask a
podcast.
combine question or no? Are we
What?
done?
We're done.
No combine questions?
No.
I have one combine question.
No.
Please.
What?
I wore him down. Do you guys think the combine is worth anything at all?
If you're not one of the top players that are in contention, or your name is not that well known, and if you're like a receiver or someone you run like a low 4.4, hell yeah, I think it's worth it.
It's only it's for the top athletes. It's only something to lose.
Yeah.
Really.
That's why you see a lot
That's
of
what I'm
top
saying. It's for the
athletes
bottom
just
half
dropping.
of someone that's not known.
What do you What do you actually get out of it? Look at Dalvin Cook, had a terrible combine. He's beast mode this year, pretty much. Not literally beast mode, but beast mode. I don't know. I just thought about it because they were
The
talking about
combine is just a marketing ploy by the NBA or NFL.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
really
save
what
it.
it is.
Let's table it for when
Okay,
we talk
that's
about
fine.
it.
That's fair. Makes sense. Also, Joe Burrow, grow a bigger hand.
Yeah.
Just kidding. All right, y'all. This also wait announcement. This will be on Apple Music.
Finally.
I know Apple Podcast.
Finally.
We'll be on Apple Podcasts. I should probably have started with that, not ended with it, because now you're not gonna go re-listen to everything. Oh, you should. All right. Anyways, I just want to make that a point. Announcement. We've done it.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to I Call
Peace.
Next. Till
We Call
next
Next.
week.
See you
Peace.
guys.